Hello, I'm Jason, and this is a motion picture. Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith is one of my favorite Star Wars movie. It has everything you want to see in a Star Wars movie. Warning, this video may have spoilers for the entire Star Wars story. A quick recap of Star Wars movies. When George Lucas made the first Star Wars in 1997, he has revolutionized blockbuster movies and the whole sci-fi genre after following the footsteps of Stanley Kubrick, who made 2001 A Space Odyssey, and this Star Wars, later called Episode 4 A New Hope, where Obi-Wan was hiding after Order 66, which apparently killed all the Jedis, and Obi-Wan wanted to train Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader's son, and Obi-Wan disappear. Then in 1980, they dropped a sequel, which was later called Episode 5 The Empire Strikes Back, where the Empire is winning at every corner and the Resistance are out of luck, and the conflict of Luke when he knows the truth about his father. And in 1983, they dropped the final film in the original Star Wars trilogy, which later is called Episode 6 Return of the Jedi, where the grand battle begins and where we thought that Palpatine, that Lord of the Sith, had died, but I don't know how he returned in the sequel trilogy. I don't know. But the most important thing in Episode 6 is that Darth Vader dies as his true good self, Anakin Skywalker, where regret for the past is an unfound key. But we knew nothing about Anakin Skywalker except his name. So George Lucas decided to make the prequels to explain and define and understand Anakin Skywalker. Now, love him or hate him, the prequels were important. But I want to talk about Episode 3, because this is the movie that George Lucas wanted to make from the beginning. How the conflict of Anakin turned him into Darth Vader. Now, I will do a deep dive into Anakin Skywalker's character. But first of all, yes, I am a Star Wars fan, but I am not a geek. I don't know everything about Star Wars. This analysis is just my personal thoughts of the character study of Darth Vader. I will not say every single moment in Episode 3 because it's long, but this movie immediately starts and doesn't stop, nor waste a single moment, and it is far better than Episode 1 and 2. Now, of course, this movie has some flaws from acting and visual effect, but you can ignore them because every year CGI is changing and actors didn't know how to act in green screen. They only saw it when the film was released. Now, the key moments in Episode 3 are when Anakin kills Count Dooku in the beginning of the film, when he was knowing it is not the Jedi way, but because he have no decision, he unconsciously listened to Palpatine. And Padme tells Anakin that she is pregnant, and Anakin starts to have nightmares about Padme dying in childbirth in the presence of Obi-Wan. Now Anakin knows that this nightmare will happen because he saw his mother dies in his nightmare too, and she died in real life. So when he starts to get friendly with Palpatine, and Palpatine told Anakin to represent him in the council, but the Jedis will not grant him the position of master. So Anakin get confused of what's happening. So the Jedi told Anakin to spy on Counselor Palpatine, and Palpatine knew that they will ask him to do that, and he sees how powerful Anakin is, and he saw the nightmare of Anakin about the fear of losing Padme in childbirth. So he told him the story about Darth Plagueis the Wise, where he can save the ones that he loves from dying. So Anakin wants to learn this force, but Palpatine told him he can't learn it from a Jedi. So after when Anakin knows that Palpatine is the Sith Lord, he says to the Jedis because it is the right thing to do. But Anakin doesn't let Mace Windu to kill Palpatine because Anakin needs him to learn the force to save Padme. So Anakin made the biggest mistake is helping Palpatine to kill Mace Windu. And immediately, Anakin regrets what he just did, but he is at a point of no turning back. So he had no choice of only joining the Sith Lord. So Anakin does what Palpatine ordered him to do, is to kill all the Jedi that were in the temple, after Palpatine also ordering the Order 66. And later, when Padme talked face to face to Anakin, he told her that he can kill Palpatine and rule the galaxy, as he said in Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, to Luke. But he sees Obi-Wan, so he thinks she betrayed him after he's doing all this to save her. So he choked her in his unconscious anger. But he released her while knowing she is still breathing. So after the perfectly balanced fight between Obi-Wan and Anakin, that he thought if he kills Obi-Wan, part of a nightmare or the nightmare will not happen. And Anakin loses and starts burning like he is in his most failure, losing everything that he had and was to want. So not only his nightmare of Padme's death and childbirth happened, also a new nightmare happens as he is transforming into Darth Vader. So he will lose the humanity of his heart, which he has no control of returning it. And he will not see life in his own eyes again, as he will always see from the eyes of Darth Vader. And after all, Palpatine says to Darth Vader that he killed Padme when he choked her, while Anakin, knowing that he is lying and that Palpatine don't know the Force that can save people from death. Now in the messy Episode 9, Rise of Skywalker, he returned from this Force, I don't know. But most importantly, Anakin has no choice of only obeying Palpatine, because Anakin is an angry machine that Palpatine can immediately kill from one zap of his lightning, like in Return of the Jedi. This is why you see Darth Vader so angry, because all of that. And the new Star Wars series, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Darth Vader only wants to revenge from Obi-Wan of what he did to him and ruined his life. And in Return of the Jedi, when Darth Vader talked to Luke that it is too late to return good of all the evil, obligated things he have done, but he died with seeing in his own eyes the world that he is about to leave, and his son that is a Jedi Knight, and the proudness of Anakin that Luke followed the good path, not obligated like him. And I haven't touched about what makes Star Wars the highest level possible for greatness. That is the music score of the master John Williams. His music is so epic and so wonderful that no word can describe the beauty of it. And I'm pretty much enjoying the series Obi-Wan Kenobi. And this series really gives me hope that Star Wars can be great again. Now of course we know how it's going to do an ending that match New Hope, but this series is very unpredictable, that anything can happen except the death of Darth Vader and Obi-Wan and Luke and Leia. But also anyone can appear in this series, from Palpatine to Ahsoka to Yoda to Chewbacca to anyone who was in the original Star Wars trilogy. I hope this series continue like this, because it might be the greatest live-action Star Wars series next to The Mandalorian. Hope you enjoyed this video, and may the Force be with you. Always.